One of the most important issues in today's world in terms of development relates to people having access to education. Without education, people have no opportunity for social mobility, and this will inevitably lead to further wealth disparity. Today, there are approximately 7.2 billion people on Earth, 18% of which are reported to be illiterate. Now, 18% might not sound like much at all, but that makes up 1.3 billion people. To put that into perspective, China has a population of 1.35 billion people, or 19% of the world population. India has 1.23 billion people. The United States has 319 million, so it fits 4 times within the illiterate demographic. Australia has 22 million, which fits 57 times. Extremely low literacy rates are concentrated in 3 regions: South and West Asia, Sub-Saharan Africa, and the Arab states. Only about 6 out of 10 adults are considered literate, around 2/3 of men and only half of women. In 2008, gender disparity was the greatest in Southern Asia, where 73% of men but only 51% of women had the ability to read and write. There are quite a few factors attributed to having a lack of education within a society. Poverty is one of the main reasons, i.e. families not being able to afford to send their children to school. Another reason relates to the social consensus. Education may be viewed as unnecessarily within some cultural context, particularly for women. In 2007, only 42.9% of Indigenous 17-year-olds attended secondary school, compared to 65% of non-Indigenous. And based on current trends, the gap is progressively widening. India is another example of where a predominant literacy gap can be seen between various marginalised groups. The caste system in India is a system of social stratification. It is used as a form of affirmative action relating to the Hindu belief of reincarnation. To elaborate, the caste that someone is born into depends on whether they were good or bad in a previous life. India's literacy rate as a whole sits at about 74%, or 15 out of 20 people. However, the literacy rate for the Dalit caste is only 37%, or 15 out of 40 people. Since the end of British rule in 1947, caste discrimination in India has become illegal. However, there are still reported cases of caste-based violence. Untouchability in schools has contributed to dropout and illiteracy levels of Dalit children. Though despite this, India has been improving since its independence, and literacy has been steadily rising throughout all hemispheres of Indian culture. It isn't hard to see the necessity of education in a society, as well as the benefits it brings. Skilled labour through education leads to a stronger economy, and a stronger economy is potentially beneficial for the well-being of everyone. The commodification of education is within the interests of everyone.